And welcome back, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined now by the Nigerian Minister of Petroleum, Mrs. Alison Madueke. Thank you so much for taking the time, and welcome to OPEC. This has been your first meeting, and I know you know this industry through and through. You have a very long history in this industry. Tell me, what is the key things now that you're looking at as the new minister appointed here for OPEC?
I think first and foremost, we're looking to ensure that Nigeria fulfills its obligations to OPEC, and of course its obligations as responsibilities within the entity that OPEC represents, and to our member countries as well. And in doing that, we want to ensure that we lend our support, of course, to the current stability in the oil markets globally, which we are all very pleased about and which we would like to see continue well into 2011.
Now, of course, you have a lot of work ahead of you, and you've inherited a pretty busy portfolio. You're looking at the Petroleum Industry Bill, you're looking at realigning the NNPC. What are you working on at the moment, and have you any idea when we might be looking at seeing that bill in action?
I think you're right that the Petroleum Industry Bill is the major piece of reform in front of us right now, and we expect that it will be promulgated into law within the next 7 to 8 weeks. But on top of that, I think in Nigeria right now, we have put in place a lot of other reforms. We have the Nigerian Content Act, as you know, which has opened up the indigenous service participation in the oil and gas industry amazingly, and we intend to implement it very stringently over the next few months and years as we go along. We have put in place, in support of the power programs, a new cost regime for gas to power to ensure sustainability of gas supply to the power plants in order to support the President's energy initiatives in the country. At the same time, we have put in place a new cost regime as well for gas to industries to ensure that the manufacturing sector as well is well accommodated in terms of gas supplies. We have, for the first time in history, created a new gas supply agreement, which has never happened before. And attached to that, the World Bank has worked with us to provide securitization for gas supply to ensure that the suppliers are comfortable that they will be paid for the gas that they supply to PHCN or to our gas companies in the country. So we've done a lot to ensure that at this time the Nigerian oil and gas sector is up and moving in a very aggressive manner. Now, something that might seem very simple to the rest of the world, our product imports to Nigeria, PMS, petrol, as we would call it in the country. We have managed over the last few months to ensure that there is a steady supply of fuel, which in Nigeria is actually a first, because hitherto there were long petrol queues which could go on for days in the country. But at this time, there is an abundant supply of petrol at the current government rates all across the country. So all in all, the oil and gas sector in Nigeria over the last 5 months of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has actually been thriving, and we want to keep it that way.
Just a quick question on the amnesty bill that's holding in place, and you talked about the disruptions there had been here. How important is this now that this stays, and indeed not for just the oil industry but for the welfare and development of the country?
I think it's absolutely critical that the amnesty bill is passed through, and that the amnesty itself in the country is kept going in a positively progressive manner. So far, the federal government has managed to work effectively with the ex-militant leaders, and they have come on board with their support. This has obviously parlayed into higher production and the ability to re-enter many of our old fields, and of course to improve the integrity of our structures, which we were hitherto unable to do. But this also parlays into the global field as well.
Super. We know there's great demands in your time, and we're just absolutely thrilled and delighted you've taken this time to be with us. Thank you so much. Mrs. Alison Madueke, thank you so much for your time. And good luck with all the work ahead.